It's mailbag time. Yeah, baby. Welcome to the show. It's Fantasy Football Today, presented by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Adam, Jamie, and Dan. Dan thought, I'm going to bring the classic shirt, the W.
Back, baby. It's back, baby. I dug it up. It's
There it is.
4 sizes too small. The lettering is peeling. It's peeling off the shirt. It's
How many sizes too small?
But this, 4 sizes too small. This, my friends, this. Let me move the mic. This is where it's at. City Field.
I appreciate it. You've got playoff.
I am the City Field WH space ERE.
Well, I love the energy that Dan is bringing today. We're going to need it. It's Friday, end of a long week, but the beginning of the football weekend. So I have so many emails to get to at fantasyfootball@cbsi.com. You can put anything in the subject line, whatever, just fantasyfootball@cbsi.com. If you have a Fantasy Cops question, you can throw that in the subject line, though. You need to do that. Don't have a lot of news because it's 11:25 a.m., but did see the Bucs practice report, and left tackle Tristan Wirfs was practicing. That is good news. Remember to follow us Sunday morning at 11:30. Oh, Dan's going to be on Sunday morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you excited for that?
I am excited for that. By then, maybe I can reveal my thoughts on the finale of the Survivor episode. I know a lot of people were, I spoiled it last week. Listen, let me tell you a little note on spoilers. If there's a show where you play a game and you win, and that show airs at a certain date, you can't just watch that like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later and then be like, he spoiled it for me. Like,
when does it air?
What?
When does it air? What day?
It's Wednesday. Like, this is Saturday when people are listening to this. Like, by then you got to watch the show. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I won't spoil this last episode. I want to, I won't. But listen.
Well, that's so noble of you. All right, Sunday, 11:30.
Blazing today.
Yeah, I know, right? He's fired up. 11:30 a.m. Eastern at youtube.com/fantasyfootball today. I think one of those drones got to Dan, injected him with something.
I haven't seen one since the last episode, so it's good for me.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's start with an email from Jeremy. And he said, quick note to Dan's point about Parks and Rec. Such an underrated show, especially when you consider the incredible guest stars, Bradley Whitford, Genuine, Werner Herzog, and Michelle Obama. Okay.
It's the best. I think it's the best comedy probably in the history of television, I would say.
All right. That's a great way to start. People are really going to trust you. Devontae Smith.
Not including Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Devontae Smith or Terry McLaurin, half PPR?
McLaurin, but it's close.
I'm Devontae Smith in that matchup.
From Tim, start 3. Also, take a drink every time Dan disagrees with Jamie, which should probably only be like a couple sips.
That just happened one time.
I know. I was stunned. Start 3.5.
By the way, I was right about Bo Nix having a good game.
Did you say that?
On Monday's show, or maybe that was the other Beyond the Box score. Everyone's scared of nope. Chargers defense, not the same as it was beginning of the year. Too many injuries.
All right. Well,
Eagles defense will play McLaurin differently. What'd you say?
Adam did not like Bo Nix?
I think Adam was out on. It was either Adam or Jacob.
I didn't like Bo Nix this week. No, I benched him against Jamie in the podcast league.
No, you had a very close call between Purdy and Nix. I think they're
Purdy.
Ooh, I don't know if you're going to get that 21 points out of Purdy or whatever.
25 last night. Yeah, no, I don't think I will. All right, this is from Tim. Start 3.5
good after losses.
Ken Walker, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jerry Jeudy, Kendry Miller, Patrick Taylor. Start 3.
The first 2 for me would be the best 2. And then it comes down to Jeudy, Taylor, or Miller. I might take a chance on Miller.
I actually am taking a chance on Taylor, I think, as my third. The obvious first 2, though, we stayed with.
All right.
I can't play Jeudy no matter what. I'm expecting 130 to 145 yards from Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the passing game.
Got some thirsty people today, I think. That's 2 disagreements with Jamie so far on 2 questions.
Listen, Dan's become his own man. He's grown.
I have the shirt. The shirt gives me authority.
He knows WH space RE where it's at.
All right, this is from a longtime listener from the decoy capital of the world. I don't know what that means, but
decoy.
Maybe it's where Decoy Metcalf is from. Happy holidays.
God, that was bad. I mean, it was. It was such a bad joke.
I don't know how I feel about this version of Dan. He is like Alpha Dan right now.
I mean, he has.
I've never
coffee
been
this
alpha
morning.
in my entire life.
Get a cape. All right, from the podcast to YouTube to the newsletters to the articles, you've helped me reach fantasy glory over the years, and I owe you a lot of thanks. All right, I need to sit one. Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Brian Thomas Jr. Sit one.
Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin.
Yeah,
And Brian
so
Thomas Jr. was the other one. Say McLaurin.
we're not going to get to drink on this one because it's McLaurin for me as well. You just can't. Two of those you just can't bench, and then Kupp I'll throw into.
Strange, Henry, or Ferguson in PPR?
Strange.
Yeah, it's Strange for me too. I kind of like Strange this week, and I've been telling a lot of my friends have asked me a lot of decisions. Strange or this, Strange or that, and I've been going Strange in all of those.
Stranger things.
Again, you're really struggling. This is not like you. You don't usually do this. You really don't. I'm being honest with you. Adam. You don't have like two horrible jokes in a row is not your thing.
I was about to tell you something. I'm actually, this is not a joke. Very serious.
Okay.
Very lightheaded right now.
What? From what?
In that last email, I almost just like was out.
What? From what? What'd you do this morning?
I think I'm getting sick because you met the stomach,
God, dude.
bug. The stomach bug. It's in my
I've
house.
never seen
now.
anybody as sick as often as you. It's
year.
really insane.
You need to give me credit. I haven't been sick all season. Not a single
No,
day.
yes, you were. You were sick earlier this season.
You were sick. You
were,
through.
dude. You were sick.
I didn't miss. I didn't.
I've said this to you like 4 times already. I'll give you credit that it's been like, I don't know, 3.5, 4 weeks. But like that's not normal. That's a good stretch.
I didn't miss any days.
No, you don't.
Adam's in the cycle, which is a difficult cycle of when his kids are young and they're going to get sick a lot in school, and it's going to come home and everybody's going to get sick.
Yeah, we got the stomach bug in the house.
Adam, though, you know why? Because this is a theory that we don't need to go over, but because Adam is so germophobic that he doesn't want he didn't build up the immune system.
Stupid theory.
I don't know. A lot of
well, you
people
don't leave your house. That's part of the problem.
Like
also, it's not entirely
your
true.
immune system is just in shock anytime anything comes in contact with it.
I feel like I feel like I gotta give myself a lot of credit. I've been doing very well this year, not getting sick. Everyone in my house 2 weeks ago was sick.
You play through the pain. You're a tough cookie, but you do get sick.
Well, you know what it is. You're like Superman. You know, you went to Florida, you got your son.
Yeah,
and you recharged.
That might be it. All right, from
I didn't like the new trailer, by the way. It was a little disappointing.
Yeah, agreed.
The new trailer of what?
Superman, new movie.
Oh, I didn't.
Is that an action movie, Adam?
No, comic book movies are not action movies. They're comic book movies.
Oh, you're crazy.
No, I mean they're in their own world. They're in comic. You can't compare Superman to Die Hard. You know.
I mean, you can.
No, you can't. I won't allow.
That's
it.
true. You wouldn't want to compare, comic books to Christmas movies. It's not good.
Guys, I am so close to finishing the second installment of Lord of the Rings. I am obsessed with it, and I can't wait.
The TV show version,
the movie. I've never seen the movies, and I watched a few weeks ago. I watched the first one. I'm in the middle of the second one, and I've been trying so hard to find time to watch. I got an hour and 10 minutes left of the two.
I think is your son old enough to watch yet, or no? Not really.
No.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, and we'll get back to the questions in a minute. So they're both sick. So we watched some movies yesterday. And I was like, oh, I've never seen 8 Crazy Nights. I will watch 8 Crazy Nights with my kid.
Not a kid movie.
He starts like licking his car in a sensual way. And I was like, okay, this is definitely not a kid who had no idea.
I think Adam Sandler was going to just come in with the most PG movie. That was like a classic. That was right at the edge of Sandler's, like when he went from the funniest guy in movies to like, all right, I'll do these like stupid movies with kids or whatever. Like, the kid movies version of Sandler that we have now.
Okay. All right. Start one from Scott.
A cookie for me.
DK Metcalf, Devontae Smith, or Jonnu Smith, PPR?
Devontae, but I could be talking to Jonnu.
Yeah, Devontae.
Devontae for you guys? All right. I go
definitely not Metcalf.
Oh, actually, Jonnu against the Niners are so good against tight ends.
I do think Metcalf is going to have a breakout game this week.
Ooh.
I think
to what extent we'll find out. You got Ryan Grubb.
Have a breakout week. You got to play him then over those two. I feel
no. Devontae Smith's gonna have a very good game too, and I think Jonnu Smith is. If he wasn't a tight end, I'd say sit him. Ryan Grubb's talking about getting in the ball, so he got a little squeaky wheel, get action coming, and the matchup's great.
Yeah.
There we go. I got one right. This is from John. Hey, Chris, Nicholas, and Father.
Santa Clauses?
Yeah, these are like Santa-y things.
Well, obviously you're talking to the wrong two guys here.
Oh yeah, because I do celebrate. All right, I have one tight end spot and 3 flex in a half PPR. Bowers or Kittle?
Come on.
It's Kittle for me.
Whoa, really? Oh wow.
Dolphins stink against tight ends.
I agree. Matchup wise, there is not a chance in H space LL that I will be benching Bowers anytime soon.
Well, good. You can put him in your.
And we have O'Connell now, or it's not guaranteed yet. Oh, it's okay. Okay.
Who do you think is averaging more points per game? By the way,
Kittle.
Oh, is it Kittle somehow?
Yeah. Are you not like aware of how good of a year he's having?
I'm not aware that anyone was in the realm of Brock Bowers.
Bowers has.
Bowers last month has been bad.
Yeah, has 30 more catches, but in 2 more games.
Yeah. I guess it's just the touchdowns. Yeah, the touchdowns have really propelled him ahead.
Since Mayer came back like 3 weeks ago, it's been a little frustrating.
All right. Anywho, what am I saying? Where are we here? Okay. So now let's just say we're going with Kittle.
You're very Leo gets this week.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm feeling it. I'm lightheaded.
Okay.
Well, one thing you might want to do is take the sweatshirt off.
I can't. I have a oddly fitting bad shirt for camera.
Oh, now we really want that sweatshirt off.
All right,
Take it off.
Bowers, Higgins, Tyreek, Ken Walker, Jerome Ford, Marvin Harrison, Khalil Shakir. Pick 3. Bowers, Higgins, Tyreek, Ken Walker, Jerome Ford, Marvin Harrison, Khalil Shakir.
The first 3.
Right.
Bowers, Tyreek, and Higgins.
Definitely Tyreek and Higgins. What were Walker and who was the other one?
Jerome Ford, Marvin Harrison, Khalil Shakir. Half PPR.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bowers over those guys.
And then John leaves us with a poem. It was the week before finals. My lineup was set. Despite consternation, it's as good as we'll get. With breath all abated, I'll hope for high score, but with a Heath sigh, my team hits their floor. All right, I like that. Very good. Here's Matt from the City of Drones. One of Dan's
Dan Shirts rhymes with.
Team PPR start 2. Pollard, Spears, Charbonnet, Miller. I'm guessing Patrick Taylor, Amir Abdullah. Pollard, Spears, Charbonnet, Miller, Patrick Taylor, Abdullah.
Pollard,
Spears. So if the one is out, the other one's in.
Sure.
You went too fast on the names. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So start at the Titans running back and then pick 1. Charbonnet, Kendre Miller, Patrick Taylor, Amir Abdullah.
And it's PPR?
Yeah.
It's between Miller and Taylor, and I think we're split on that. So I'd go Miller.
I'm Taylor, and that.
It's Patrick, not Jonathan.
Obviously.
Right. From Justin to the greatest podcast hosts of all time. It's a great, I mean, I love it. I don't know that you should have put an S at the end of host, but that's fine.
I would agree with that, but he might be thinking about the Beyond the Box Score Tuesday show. Thank you.
I mean, we all technically host shows.
Yeah. Adam, this was a little, that had a vibe of a best male podcast host of the year.
Now that Dave hosts a show, we all technically host a show.
Yeah.
We do.
Well done, Adam. Well done to discredit us. Thank you.
I'm going against a team that has Nix and McConkey. Half PPR, start 1. Garrett Wilson, JSN, Jacoby Myers, Rico Dowdle, or Jaden Reed.
Just 1?
Yeah.
It's Wilson for me.
JSN for me.
From Derek. Let's see if I can get my Eric soundbite up. From Eric. Half PPR, pick 2.
That make me laugh still.
Cade Otton, Jalen McMillan, Waddle, Thielen, Myers.
Well, I don't think Waddle's going to play.
Save the best for last there. Thielen and
Just
Myers.
1?
Yeah, 2.
Myers and McMillan for me.
Oh, Thielen, McMillan over
Oh,
Thielen?
No, yeah.
Thielen,
Myers and
Thielen for me for sure. Then I think I'm going to go Myers because AOC is back.
Next email is from Joe. Start 2 of these flex options in half PPR.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, yeah, I can play that, by the way.
Oh, you know how to play that? Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a good, it's a really fun one. I've forgotten it, but I briefly took
actually pretty impressive.
And I learned that one. It was a fun one. All right, from Joe. Brian Robinson. We need 2, by the way, half PPR. Brian Robinson, Tyrone Tracy, DeAndre Swift, Kendre Miller,
Oof.
Marvin Harrison, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley.
It could be just any two.
Yeah.
Metcalf and Harrison for me.
Give me the names again.
Brian Robinson, Tyrone Tracy, DeAndre Swift, Kendre Miller, Marvin Harrison, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley.
Both receivers.
Out of 3.
Not Ridley, sorry.
All right. Well, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use the bonus code FANTASY, and you're going to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. You download the BetMGM app, and you sign up using the bonus code FANTASY. By the way, I've done it. Very easy. If I can do it, you can do it. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure that you use the bonus code FANTASY when you sign up on BetMGM. Let's take a break and come back with more of your emails and fantasy cops when we come back on Fantasy Football Today. We're back. All right. This one is from Eric in Iowa. Listen to this. I don't usually read these praiseworthy emails, or I guess the emails themselves are not praiseworthy, but the ones
they're about you. Yeah.
No, I just thought, you know what? I was like, I'm going to read this one. This is a good email. Wishing you the best of luck with the podcast awards. He voted.
Thank you.
Eric says, I just have to say that listening to FFT has truly transformed my fantasy football experience. With kids and work keeping me busier than ever, I haven't been able to watch as much football as I used to. I've been in a league with my college buddies for 14 years now. I actually won the inaugural championship and had a few second place finishes, but then I hit a rough patch and found myself at the bottom of the standings. In fact, I had to play in the toilet bowl 3 times in the past 4 years, and I lost 2 of them. But then I stumbled upon the FFT podcast on Spotify right before last season, and everything changed. Nice. I took your advice, and I picked up Puka Nacua at the start of the year, and I made a triumphant comeback to the top, ultimately winning the league after so many tough years. This year, I'm lucky enough to have the top seed and a first-round bye. Now I could use some advice in my half PPR league. Pick 3 of these wide receivers: A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua, Brian Thomas Jr., T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson.
Those are some great options.
My gosh. Puka's easy.
Yep.
I'm not benching A.J. Brown now.
Nope, not either.
And I would probably go Brian Thomas.
I mean, I'm almost more so not benching Brian Thomas than not benching A.J. Brown at this point. But I'm also not benching A.J. Brown, so it's those 3 for me.
And then he says,
Brian Thomas
Brian Thomas is so awesome. And this is only the start of this. Like, I genuinely think he's going to be a borderline 1-2 pick next year, round 1-2.
And I'm so excited to talk about him on Beyond the Box Score, because he sponsors our show.
I mean, we talk about him a lot because the stats are that good. That's the reason the tape and the stats are that good.
Everyone's starting him. I mean,
I know, but it's not about that. It's like,
I know.
Got to talk about how dominant he's been doing this with Mac Jones as well.
If both Ken Walker and Charbonnet are out, which they won't be, but if they are, Tyrone Tracy or Isaiah Pacheco, who do you like better?
Pacheco.
Tracy.
I'm very out on Tracy. I don't see the path to points for Tracy.
I feel the exact same way about Pacheco.
That's right. I can't disagree with that. I just think he's on a better offense, and maybe he'll get. And like, Pacheco might get the red zone. Are we out on Pacheco getting all red zone? Because I'm out on Tracy at this point in the red zone. I don't think they're going back.
Why?
He's
because
not
they didn't last week,
Adam.
Yeah, I know, but that was just last week. Before
and
that,
Singletary scored, and Tracy's been fumbling.
He hasn't fumbled in it's been a little while. It's been like 3 weeks.
He didn't play as much. That's why. It's been 2 weeks. He fumbled 2 weeks ago, and he didn't play as much. That's why.
He fumbled 3 games ago, right?
3 games ago, correct.
Yeah.
No red zone for him.
I'm not convinced that Devin Singletary is their goal line back.
Also, Locke was not feeding him as many passes in the passing game as
he had 10 targets with Locke.
What, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, against the Saints.
But
in general,
ugly target. I mean,
10 targets in that game?
Yeah. I don't think that's true, first of all.
Yeah.
I don't.
Tyrone Tracy had 10 targets in the game against the Saints?
Or maybe it was the other game?
No, I don't think it
wasn't. He had 5 catches for 38 yards on 10 targets. Drew Lock threw 46 passes.
Wow, I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah. But in general, he doesn't.
They're ugly targets, though. I'm watching these games. These are not the targets you want. They're not. They're not. Adam,
I don't think
if you start Tyrone Tracy, you need luck.
I don't want to start him. I feel the same way about Pacheco.
I agree. Pacheco's not much better.
All right. For some reason, the Giants score a running back rushing touchdown almost every week. It's very strange.
And now it's Singletary, which sucks.
Right. I just don't know that it's actually Singletary.
It is.
Sure. And I don't know that it's Kareem Hunt or Pacheco. Like Kareem Hunt's role was really stupid last week in a way. Not stupid. Stupid for fantasy managers. All right. This is from Owen in Chester, Virginia. Dear Joe, Doug, and Mark.
Joe, Doug, and Mark. Gottlieb's.
Commanders, the Washington Super Bowl quarterbacks.
Oh, great.
Theismann, Williams, Rippon. Okay. Mixon, Brian Thomas Jr. or Devontae Adams, PPR?
Brian Thomas Jr.
Next
question.
From Enoch, pick 2 for flex. Metcalf, Flowers, Waddle, Kendry Miller, Charbonnet.
Waddle's probably not playing.
Yeah.
Give me names again.
Yeah, Metcalf, Flowers, Kendry Miller, Charbonnet.
You need 3?
Mm-hmm. No,
Huh?
two.
Oh,
two.
Metcalf and Flowers.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like the song Flowers by Miley Cyrus, Dan?
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Do you know any Miley Cyrus songs other than Party in the USA?
I know Party in the USA for sure. I like
Wrecking
the
Ball.
Biggie remix better. I know Wrecking Ball. I was going to say Wrecking Ball. After Wrecking Ball, I'm struggling. Though I do think she's great. And she did a Jolene cover once that was phenomenal.
You should listen
actually
to her
phenomenal.
On Jimmy Fallon, like right after Tom Petty died, performing Wildflowers.
Oh, that actually sounds awesome.
It is. It's really very
Her
emotional.
voice on Petty. I'm intrigued by that. I actually think she's incredibly talented.
Yeah, she is. Pick 2 of 4
I'll
running.
take Miley Cyrus over Lady Gaga over a lot of these
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. And let me put another one in there over Taylor Swift. And I said that. Yes, I did. I'm not into Swift. I don't get it. I tried it. It's not my thing.
It's interesting. Like, she's not an exceptional singer.
It's more, I guess it's the
She's a
songwriter.
She's a good songwriter. But
I guess
no,
it's
she doesn't have a great voice. Lady Gaga, though, is like one of the most talented of our generation. Are you kidding? Like, incredible piano player, the best voice, and a great actress, too. I mean, come on, Dan.
No Jalen Waddle at practice.
Johnny Airport says
we're not on that right now.
hit a new low point on FFT talking about Miley Cyrus. I would have to agree with that.
Disagree with that. No, what? Nobody said that when I was talking about Jonah Hill on Friday's show. Dan, it's his birthday today on Friday. What's your favorite Jonah Hill movie?
Oh, wow. My favorite role that he played, or just the movie that he was in?
Favorite movie he was in?
Honestly, I guess it's not aging well. I hope I don't get in trouble saying it, but Get Him to the Greek. I love that movie.
Oh, I don't remember that movie. I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
He's been in some
apparently AJ Brown hurt his knee in practice yesterday.
Well, he was in practice. He hurt his knee.
He reheard it. I didn't see
hurt
that.
his knee during the game.
Well, I'm reading a quote from tweet from Jeff McClain. Nick Sirianni on AJ Brown's knee injury and whether it happened during Thursday's practice. Sirianni said he's limited. I think it's fair to assume the injury happened during the session since Brown didn't enter with the designation.
Oh, wow. I just figured that was from.
I thought I saw him enter with it. I saw him injured earlier this week.
Interesting.
Guess we have something to monitor now.
Wow.
Sucks. All right, pick 2 of 4 running backs in PPR.
I am playing AJ Brown in one of my matchups.
Pick 2 of 4 running backs in PPR. Pacheco, Aaron Jones, Kendry Miller, Tajay Spears.
Aaron Jones is easy.
Aaron Jones, yeah, that one.
Spears easily if Pollard's out. And Miller if Pollard isn't.
Okay. From Owen, would you start Keenan Allen, Khalil Shakir, or Rico Dowdle in PPR?
Shakir.
I'd probably
PPR.
go Dowdle.
Full PPR Shakir for me.
Wow, is this real, Dan? Did Miley Cyrus, according to KD, did Nothing Else Matters with Metallica?
Yeah, I don't know. She does a lot of covers, and she's actually really talented. Again, I'm taking her over Gaga.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, Mike from the real Queen City.
The way he said it. Gaga.
In PPR, you're taking over Gaga?
Yeah, it's like it's a draft.
Yeah. Dear Brian, Dom, Mia, and Letty.
Brian, Dom, Mia, and Letty.
So easy. Come on. Don't tell me you're looking that up.
Stop. Let me try to get it. Brian, Dom,
I've never seen these. I've never seen these.
Is this Entourage characters? Dom.
What is Dan's default guess? Where he's always like, "Oh, those are
Game of Thrones.
Or he'll just say like, "Oh, those are
Hockey players.
Johns." Yeah, I guess it's Fast and Furious.
Oh, no shot. I was getting that.
12-team PPR: Devontae Smith or Jawan Jennings.
I can't believe we never had that before. By the way,
I can't believe how little I've seen of the Fast and Furious series. The only scene I've ever seen is when they were like dragging a safe on a highway and it's like slamming back and forth.
It's the dumbest movies, but they're so entertaining.
Yeah,
I'm not interested. All right, Devontae Smith or Jawan Jennings.
Jennings.
Devontae Smith if AJ Brown doesn't play.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but otherwise Jennings.
All right, and then remaining flex: Devontae Smith or Aaron Jones. PPR.
It's full PPR. I'm going Devontae regardless of Brown.
I'll go Jones.
Oh, this one's my favorite. It's from Brett. Dear Kramer, Dickerson, Metcalf, and Bieniemy.
Go ahead, play.
Eric. Yeah.
Eric's.
Non-PPR: James Cook or Malik Neighbors. Non-PPR.
Cook, but it's not nice.
Why? I'm all about James Cook.
No, I just think it's not nice because I think Neighbors still should be in play there, but it's not nice because his quarterback situation is so bad that he can't be in play there.
You got your QB2 back.
Is that Locke?
No, DeVito.
QB2 for me is Boyle from what I've seen on tape. He's been by far the best.
Well, they just announced it today.
No, I know. He's not hurt or whatever. Who cares?
All right, from Nick. Should I keep falling for the James Cook roller coaster? While he hasn't had 2 bad games in a row this year, he seems to not follow up good games with another good game. Just 3 times this year when he scored at least 15 half PPR points, has he at least matched that output the following game? That's kind of a lot. I mean, you're asking a lot, you know? So yeah, Nick wants to know if he should stay on this James Cook roller coaster.
Against New England? Yes.
Yeah, man. Like at one point, just look at where he is. He's like a top 8 running back, you know?
And this is a game where you could see him scoring. So yeah.
Yeah. From Kelly. Sorry, that didn't mean that for that to sound mean, Nick. I was just supporting James Cook. It's a valid question. He's been a little up and down, no, like a roller coaster. If you can tell me this movie, I happen to like the roller coaster story. No way Dan will get it, but Jamie, you've seen it probably 100 times. Grandma's telling the roller coaster story. And we got Grandma here with the roller coaster story.
Kind of sounds like a Ryan Reynolds line. I don't know why.
It's from the 80s.
Oh, no shot.
All right, Kelly is.
How do you know movies from the 80s?
Because I'm
much older than me.
Youngest of 3.
Yeah, that'll do it. I actually only thought you had an older brother, the Slime Time Live guy. Do you have 2 brothers or there's a sister in there?
My sister is 7 years older than I am.
Wow.
All right.
You know, this explains a lot, actually, about you.
Okay, hold on. Kendry Miller, Amir Abdullah, or Jerome Ford, half PPR?
Ford.
Yeah, it's Ford. Roll-wise, you just can't not play Ford there.
And from Jared.
What are you laughing at?
I'll tell you in a second. Rank these guys half PPR. Tyrone Tracy, Jerry Jeudy, Jerome Ford, Ken Walker.
Ford, Walker, Tracy, Jeudy.
Agreed.
I happen to like the roller coaster story, Jamie. That is Parenthood.
Great movie.
One of the heck was that? You were waiting to come back to that? I thought that bit was over.
One of the stupidest things.
It didn't land the first time you tried it.
In one of the stupidest things you've ever said, your favorite Keanu Reeves movie.
What? What's your favorite Keanu Reeves movie?
Parenthood.
What? Are you crazy?
You've never seen it. You don't know.
Doesn't matter. It's not better than The Matrix 1.
He forgot about John Wick in The Matrix.
It was right off the top of my head. I wasn't thinking. Like I was.
This is where Adam goes. Somebody asked, like, I don't know how it came up.
I think I was talking about Speed, if I remember.
And what was your favorite Keanu Reeves movie? He went straight to Parenthood, like over the two of the best series of movies. He skipped right over both of them.
I mean, Matrix 1 is
so honestly, Parenthood is one of the all-time greats.
Stop.
No, it is.
I'm not disagreeing with you that it's a very good movie, but it's not a better Keanu Reeves movie than Matrix or John Wick.
It's not really a Keanu Reeves movie, but if they were both on TV, I would 100% watch Parenthood instead of The Matrix.
No, I haven't seen The Matrix in a while. I bet it's amazing still.
It is really good. I had not seen it growing up. I saw it within the last few years, and it's a great movie. But Parenthood is a movie that's just going to make you so happy. Well, it's a sentimental movie for me.
Wait, you had not seen The Matrix growing up? That was the first time you saw it?
Yeah.
God, I don't even know that. I've seen a movie before you did.
Yeah. For me, it reminds me of my siblings. Like we would watch, it would always be on Saturday afternoon. And it was just one of these like feel good movies. That
No wonder you never go outside.
Why? What do you mean?
Watching Parenthood every Saturday.
No, it was always on. All right. Anyway,
It's just like, can Adam come out and play? No, Parenthood's on. He's got to see Steve Martin. What's going to happen next?
Dan, you should watch Parenthood. Now, you know, Andy, like,
Okay.
he doesn't have any. It's gonna come off the wrong way, but Dan doesn't have any heart.
What the heck was that comment?
He doesn't like sentimentality.
Yes, I do. Oh my
He's
God.
wearing a shirt from 1986.
Name
That
one
was
sentimental
unbelievable, that
movie.
comment.
Name one sentimental movie that you like. Name a rom-com.
A lot of sentimental
what?
movies I like. First of all, I haven't seen a lot of movies, so how about a lot of sentimental series I like?
Okay, like what?
Okay, The Wire is a pretty sentimental series at times. At times. Have you seen season 4 with the kids in the schools? That's pretty.
No,
Gets pretty
Dan, that doesn't
sentimental.
count. No, you don't watch
Okay,
sentimental.
I'm trying to think. I have. First of all, I have a heart. Okay, I have a big heart. Let me start by saying that. Okay.
Not when it comes to TV and movies.
I've seen some sentimental stuff that has pulled on the heartstrings. I'm trying to think.
How about My Girl? How do you feel about My
like
Girl?
Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind? Does that count? Like that's pretty sentimental in some ways.
I don't think it counts.
Okay, let me think of some other
Have you
stuff.
seen My Girl?
I've never even heard of My Girl.
Yeah, that's like
I watch like New Girl. That's pretty like rom-com.
no. My
Okay.
Girl, New Girl, very different.
Okay. There's something in there. There's something in this heart. There's something in this thing.
No, Dan roots for the Giants. If that's not sentimental, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not a fan of this Dan has no heart narrative. We will return to this when I have more ammo.
I'm just obviously that was me.
I know.
I was the Dan Adams shtick. But we also have to get to this shtick.
You're the Tin Man, Dan. You're the Tin Man.
Is it the Tin Man who has no heart? All right, here are a couple of Fantasy Cops questions. This one is from Bob K. It was the end of week 14 heading into the playoffs, and there was a tie for 6th place. Tiebreaker rule is total points and then better head-to-head record.
Okay.
The two teams had matching records and amazingly matching points for, which is wild in decimal scoring. To everyone's shock, the team that was 0-2 in the head-to-head matchups was given the 6th place spot and the entry to the playoffs. Excuse me. Apparently, CBS takes points against into consideration when totaling the team points. So the team with the lower amount of points against got into the playoffs. The commissioner overruled this and put the head-to-head record winner in because absolutely no one in the league knew that points against was used. The manager that was rejected entry to the manager that was rejected entry to the playoffs was furious, demanded his league dues back, not a cheap league, and will likely not rejoin next season. Do you think the commissioner handled this correctly?
If the rules are in place, no matter you know about them or not, they're still there. It's up to you to know what the rules are if they've been established. Commissioner did not do the right thing.
You think they should use points against as the tiebreaker?
No, I think it's stupid, but I don't think you change it if that's what's there.
In this case, they should use points against. Yeah.
And then Jamie's right. Like just because it's not what we want to do now that we can look at in hindsight, it's what the rule was all year. And that's what you kind of have to stick to. You can't just change the rule to what you think is fairest or best at the end. That's more unfair.
You should look at your league settings. I'm going to do this right now.
Well, look, this is like things that need to be discussed too by the league. Like before, if you're really serious and this is supposed big buy-in league, like we shouldn't be just like willy-nilly. We're putting the rules out. Nobody check them. Nobody discuss them. Like these are things that you discuss in the offseason. Every year in my big league, we have offseason discussion of rules.
I know, but here's the thing. It is possible, and it happens a lot, where you just never think of the things to speak about, right?
That does happen a lot.
Just popped up and you didn't anticipate it. But like I'm looking at our FFT league that Jamie's the commissioner of. If you go to the league settings in a CBS league and it says the standings tiebreaker and it tells you, very specifically, explicitly what the tiebreaker is. And in that league, it's head-to-head is the third one. It's not points against. So this one says points against, which is schedule difficulty. Which isn't, I'm looking at one of my other leagues I'm in, which isn't really that bad of a tiebreaker. If you think about it, like you you had this record and this was your points against. Kind of makes sense. I mean, head-to-head matchup should be ahead of it. But go ahead and look at your league settings, because I bet it's there in a CBS league, and then you really don't have a leg to stand on. All right. So reverse that and get that guy in the playoff. It's too late now, but whatever. Jethro from Denver is in a 12-team, 2-receiver league. Someone in my league out of the playoffs dropped JSN for Xavier Liggett last week because he was going to the Panthers game and just wanted to have fun. Other players he could have dropped were Bateman, Madison, and Russell Wilson. This ticked off the rest of us still in the playoffs. The 4 of us still in the playoffs made a pact not to pick up JSN. I berated the guy in our group chat who dropped JSN, and now he thinks I was being a jerk, and he thinks he should be able to drop whoever he wants. Context. This is not uncharacteristic of this manager. He does this all the time. He dropped Sutton after week 5 when he could have dropped an injured Harrison Butker. Who is in the wrong? Should the commissioner do anything? We do not have a rule saying teams out of the playoffs can't make ad drops, but there's also nothing at stake for those teams either.
Well, I'll start by saying you have a bad system in place, unfortunately, as a commissioner. Every single league that you play in, rosters should lock of the teams eliminated from the playoffs. I will not budge on that. I do not need to hear another argument from another side. Doesn't
Sure about that, Dan?
No, that wasn't me. Again, that was not me. Okay. When you co-manage a league for charity, other things can happen. Shout out to my boy. He's trying to bring the best roster. This side note, we don't need to get into this. Point being, rosters need to lock when you're not eliminated from the playoffs. Let's start by saying that. But the second part is the interesting part to me, because it's going to happen in season, obviously, with the Sutton example. I'm not of the mindset that the commissioner should be policing how somebody manages their roster, who they cut. What you can do is, again, it's harsh, but eliminate this person from the league the next year. If you want the most competitive league, again, depends what you want. If you want a league of friends, have fun, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's fine. But like, if you want a competitive league and somebody's just making awful drops that are hurting the competitive balance league, yes, you have to kind of have that tough conversation. Like, listen, you got to play better fantasy or you're not part of this league. It's a competitive league. I don't know what else to say.
I don't understand why they're allowing ad drops of teams out of the playoffs. Like he just said, like, we don't stop that. Like, why?
We don't lock our teams, but we don't take the time to lock the rosters for the non-playoff teams, but we reverse any ad drop.
Yeah, but why? But he said they allow that though. Like,
yeah, you're right.
It's weird. Unless there's like a consolation toilet bowl type thing, where people are still competing. I think if that's the case and you're doing that, then what you have to do is say, okay, you can make your ad drops at the end of the week. You get the scraps.
I just don't know if you needed to berate the guy in the group chat. That's I can't speak to that. You might have gone overboard there.
Yeah.
But this manager is not really being responsible, and you shouldn't have to play in a league with someone who's going to drop Cortland Sutton instead of Harrison Butker.
I think if they're doing that, right, then instead of just outright kicking them out, you put it to a vote and say, do we want to keep this person in the league or not? And let the majority decide.
That's so harsh.
No. That's not harsh, Adam. That's like the reality of the situation.
Imagine being voted off the island by your friends.
That's happened before. I've seen my friend shout out Kevin Appenzler. He got removed from the league I was in. He was voted out of the league.
Gary, so Adam, you would rather let's just say this was you doing something for fun, and I just decided you're out of the league. You'd rather be that way as opposed to everybody else giving you a chance to maybe vote for you?
No, I'd rather the voting. But it's just harsh, like to see. I don't know if these people are his friends or not. That's tough. I wouldn't want to vote. I wouldn't want to vote on my friend's status in a league. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't be friends with someone like this. All right, that's it for the Fantasy Cops. Thanks so much for your Fantasy Cops questions. We'll be right back with your Apple Podcast questions and then your YouTube comments on Fantasy Football Today after this break. All right, welcome back.
I'll say this, Adam. My Fantasy Cop general demeanor and responses probably isn't doing a great job of explaining that pointing me in the direction of having the heart that I was claimed to not have by you earlier on the show.
You have plenty of heart, but when it comes to TV and movies, you don't have a lot of sentimentality. You are like kind of I think you're Action Jackson over there.
No, I don't like action movies, so that's wrong.
That wasn't the right word for it.
Yeah, I like thinking movies, dramas, shows as well, but sci-fi. But I'm just trying to think. Like, I feel like there are movies that I can get sentimental about. Like, okay, let me explain something to you.
Let's get from the chat. Who are your what are your favorite sentimental tearjerker movies or TV shows? Let's say movies. What are your favorites? Let's hear some suggestions, and maybe Dan's seen some.
Yeah, I might have seen them, and I'll see how I feel after I've seen them. Like, there are other stuff, like Requiem for a Dream. I watched that one time. It like haunted me for a week, like emotionally.
That's really
horrible about myself.
Cuddle up with your girl and watch Requiem.
No, it's not that kind of sentimentality, but it shows empathy and just like an overall sense of dread that comes from watching that movie.
You have
I've seen Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. I love that movie.
There you go. Pursuit of Happiness.
I love that movie. When my God, the scene where the boss says, "Can I have the $5?" It's those last $5. He gives it to him. It's just unbelievable.
Oh, the one that gets me in that movie is when his son drops the Captain America.
I don't remember.
They're racing for the bus and he drops the toy and he can't go back.
Oh, the toy. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
How about Forrest Gump? Jim says
I've seen Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump. Great movie.
Ghost Dad.
I don't know Ghost Dad. No.
Ghost Dad is an old Bill Cosby movie.
Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings. Yeah. Very
Click.
Oh, Click. I cried my eyes out.
Oh my God.
I was enjoying it because it's the most, what's the word I'm looking for? It's unnecessarily sad. It wallops you with 5 minutes of heartbreak at one.
I would give anything for that remote control.
I know, right? Yeah. Geez. But oh my God, the things that happen in like a 5-minute stretch are just awful. And I'm sitting there, I was crying, and I was like, "Why?" I'm not even that into this movie, but it's so sad. Don't watch Click. Yeah, Click. Oh my God, exactly. Oh, how about Up? Have you seen Up?
Yeah, I love Up. See, I actually, you know what? I've seen all of those. Like, I've seen a bunch of those Disney Pixar movies, and I do feel sentimental during those. So yeah, you know what?
Recommend.
I have more than you guys think. Like, what was that movie that everybody loves? One of the best movies of all time. With Morgan Freeman, getting out of the prison.
Shawshank.
Yeah, Shawshank. Love Shawshank.
Yeah.
That's
Saving Private Ryan. Have you seen Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, another sentimental I've seen. So I don't think this is a good narrative. I think I've debunked it already.
I am surprised you've seen Saving Private Ryan. Okay, here are our Apple Podcast questions. This one is from TS76. Recently, I've decided Dan and I need to play a round of mediocre golf and argue about his ridiculous takes the whole time.
Love it. Hit me up.
Fly
me out somewhere where I can still play.
Standard scoring, sit 2. Jerry Jeudy, Khalil Shakir, Joe Mixon, Bucky Irving, Breece Hall, and Brian Robinson Jr.
Judy's the easy one.
Yeah.
If Hall gets through a full day of practice today, no issues, I would sit Brian Robinson.
Did you say PPR, Adam?
Standard scoring, but you have to start one of the wide receivers, so you can't sit Jeudy and Shakir.
I would play Shakir anyway. Well, standard, I don't love it, but play Shakir. And so now I need to sit one of Brian Robinson and who else?
Bucky Irving, Joe Mixon, Breece Hall.
No, I'm sitting Brian Robinson.
All right. Let's get to this one here. Love the show from JBE Plur. Love Dan's insane rants. You're a popular guy in the comments today.
I'm having a good day, but you know what? I appreciate you not reading all the other hate ones. It's a love-hate thing. I've polarized myself in this community, which I respect. I'm fine with.
You're very loved. Half PPR, bench 3, Garendo, Achan, Ken Walker, Chuba. How about start 3? Because there's 6 here. Start 3. Garendo's out. Achan, Ken Walker, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, Bucky Irving.
Hubbard, Achan, Bucky.
Achan, Bucky, Dowdle.
And from NC Dino or Dino, I voted for you for best sports podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on where T. Higgins may end up next year?
Great question. That's going to be fun.
I have 3 teams that I think make some sense.
Okay.
2 of them played last night, Chargers and Broncos. So you could see a need for a receiver there in both those spots. And the Commanders.
Those are all good picks. I'm going to go with the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow's making a really clear case to ownership. I want this guy. I'm Joe Burrow. Do right by me. And I think they will.
Did you see there was I didn't get a chance to read it on the Friday morning show when I was looking at the T. Higgins news. Jamar Chase was asked about T. Higgins signing with his agent. And I assume he meant about the agency, but he said, we're going to be together for life.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, that's interesting. But I think that's what's going to happen. Look, they are notoriously cheap owners, the Bengals, or ownership, whatever you want to call it. But they have to get this done. This is the spot for them. They have Joe Burrow. This is it. Get it done.
Yeah,
But I would love it, but it just feels like that's a franchise killer to spend all that money on 2 receivers.
But didn't the Eagles do it?
they did.
Brown and Devontae, and they're still fine. You just have to work the cap like Howie Roseman, and you're good to go. Like, just push everything down the line, just like the Saints did. And now the Saints are finally hitting their time. It's like, so what? You
Yeah, but
rebuild.
you know what? The Cowboys really are. The Cowboys really are hitting
Similar type of thing. The Cowboys have gotten to that point, but it's like throughout that time they signed whoever they wanted, and that's similar with. I mean, the Bengals
Worked out really well for the Saints and the Cowboys.
It didn't, but they didn't have a Joe Burrow, did they? And that's the thing. And when you have the quarterback, you can, in my opinion, you can take the on.
I guess if you're saying the Saints started doing that during Drew Brees, then it's fine.
Right. They started doing it during Drew Brees.
Look at this. Dan has the best takes consistently.
Wow, I love this. Is my show today. This is my outside of the moment where Adam said I didn't have a heart. This is my show today.
Kyler or Stafford in 4-point per passing touchdown leagues.
Kyler for me.
It's so hard, but I'm going to go Kyler. I thought Kyler was going to have such a good game last week, and he killed me in so many leagues, but I'll go Kyler.
All right, we're into our YouTube comments now. I want to thank everybody, of course, for being here, helping us, with content. You guys drive the mailbag show, so
agreed.
This might be the last mailbag that you listen to this season. We'll have one more next week, but I know once people get eliminated, we hope you stick around, but some of you don't. That's fine. So thank you so much for just being part of it all year. Rashad White or JSN half PPR?
JSN.
Yeah, it's got to go JSN there.
Fryermuth Hawkinson or Brenton Strange full PPR?
Strange.
Yep.
And Ken Walker, we need 2. Ken Walker, JSN, Jacoby Myers, Jamison Williams.
JSN and JMO for me in full PPR.
I want nothing to do with JMO this week. Give me Myers and Jason.
London, Higgins, Lamb, Bucky. Sit 1. London, Higgins, Lamb, Bucky.
London.
I'll sit London too. Yeah, first week with Penix. Though I think it's going to be good. This is my thing. There's a lot of consternation around playing Penix this week in 2 QB leagues. Obviously, in 1 QB leagues, you probably don't have to. I think he's going to have a very good first start.
How come?
Because the Giants defense is just a shell of itself. All of their starters are injured. They have like 4 guys they recently signed playing like big roles. It's a disaster and a joke. And it's as easy of a spot as it gets for a rookie quarterback starting. And yeah, this year we've had a lot of bad first starts for quarterbacks. But in the past, there's been some really good ones. Daniel Jones versus Tampa in 2019. Like, that's the first one that comes to mind. But like, it's not impossible to have a good first start.
Yeah. Wasn't Will Levis's first start incredible?
Yes. Will Levis's first start's a great example of a terrible quarterback with a great first start. I mean, he's a terrible quarterback. I've been saying it for years on the show, and he's not startable.
I'll go back to what I said on Friday. If they allow him to throw, I think there's a chance for a potentially good game. It's a matter of, will they limit his throws, get him comfortable, knowing that they could just get their win and go home, because that's the most important thing right now.
Good point. And it's the Giants. You don't really have to throw. That is a good point.
Yep. Fewest quarterback pass attempts against in the NFL.
Wow.
By the way, Dan, when it comes to Will Levis, maybe you should have a little heart.
I don't, but it's not a matter of heart. It's a take I had that I'm correct on, and I'm wrong on so many others that I want to barrel it back home.
Oh, I have a question for you after this one from James.
Yeah.
9 PPR, start 3. Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas Jr. Yes. So start 1. Mooney, Thielen, Waddle, Hollywood.
There's no question. It's
Thielen.
It's Thielen.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is close between Thielen and Mooney. I go Thielen, but yes. I was looking at the other 2. Like, you can't play Hollywood and
Thielen for sure.
I saw a tweet from Dan. I want to get your opinion.
Uh-oh.
It said something like, I've talked to like 13 Miami fans.
You're one of them.
Yeah. How many Miami fans do you know that are also Giants fans who don't believe?
No, I said some are Giants fans.
Right, but how many Miami fans do you know? How do you
know
know
a lot of Miami
fans?
I know a ton of Miami fans. I have 2 through a group I made friends with in the pandemic. I don't need to go through this, but like,
I don't buy this tweet. I don't buy it.
It's true. It's nothing to buy. Miami's a popular school, and I know a lot of people who went there.
And
You have 13 exactly.
Well, I mean, some would listen to this and say, "Damn, that doesn't even have 13 friends, let alone 13 Miami friends." But it's not 13 exactly. I said like 10, between 10 and 15.
And none of us are sold on Cam Ward.
Every single one has said the same thing, that they're not sold, they're iffy about it. I don't want to hear that going into a draft. Like, I don't want to. The fan is the one who's supposed to be like, yes, this guy's awesome. Like last year, Kevin Steimel, who we work with, he runs the NFL editorial. He loved Drake May. He's a UNC fan, and I loved May too. And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear full blown optimism as we head into the draft.
I like him better than I like Drake May.
Well, that was a bad take you had on May from the start.
I mean, what did I say about Drake May? You
didn't like him, and the guy's 6'5", 240, throws as the best arm talent.
He makes too many mistakes, and he throws an interception every game.
Oh yeah, working with those receivers in the worst offensive line in the league, allowed 40% pressure rate.
Pretty encouraged by his rookie season. I'll say that he's been
very encouraging.
But Ward I like better than May, but May does have that size. All right, if Pollard sits, would you start Spears or Hall?
Spears.
Yeah, you got to go Spears.
McMillan, Devontae Smith, I'm guessing that is, or Marvin Harrison Jr.
I mean, if it's Devontae, it's definitely Devontae here, especially if Brown is hurt.
Yep.
Pick 2 in PPR. Evans, Bucky Irving, CeeDee Lamb.
Evans.
Wow.
Lamb.
That's tough.
Both
tough. Yeah, Adam, it's full PPR.
Yeah, Bucky's so good, though. Okay. Hurts or Baker Mayfield?
Hurts.
Jacoby Myers or Brian Thomas Jr., Hawkinson or Laporta, and then Eagles, Bills, or Falcons.
PTJ, Laporta, and then it gets interesting. Falcons.
Agreed.
Good thing your Canes fans aren't professional scouts. Canes fans friends.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And I said it in the tweet. I was like, this is not like a barometer of if this player is gonna be good or work out. Just a fan take, but it is just weird to me that I haven't talked to a Miami fan that's like, this guy is the real deal. He's amazing.
I know what it is. We're one of those fan bases that's like the Giants, where we've
been beaten down so much.
Yeah.
You expect the worst. Yeah, no, it happens. I understand that fandom.
I'm not joking. That's
how it feels as a Badger fan these days as well. It never was like that, but these last 5 years have been just so miserable.
Bench 1, Marvin Harrison Jr., Laporta, Jonnu, Jacoby Myers.
Laporta.
All right, one more question here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, real topical one.
Ooh.
Actually, it is with the running backs. Calvin Austin or Miller, Madison, Abdullah?
That's tough. I'm going Kendre Miller, I think.
I'm going to go Madison.
Not liking it.
Yeah, I go Madison too. Wow. A lot of disagreement between Dan and Jamie today.
Yeah, you got a lot of people drunk.
Well, I just assumed they were drinking water. All right. Well, then go ahead. Take your bathroom break, folks. We are out of here. We'll talk to you Sunday. Very excited to have Dan on the Sunday morning show. It's going to be all heart on that show. And have a great weekend, everybody. Good luck. Let's advance. Let's get a win. Let's get to our championship. We'll see you later.